Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Dubai.
Yes.
I almost said a real episode of The Real Episode of Dubai, which is the real.
Very real. Was it on last? It was on last week.
Was it? No. Olympics.
Was it still Olympics?
No, it was on last week. You're right.
Yeah,
that was Bali. Yeah. We're just...
There's so many housewives.
Well, I think with Jersey gone, like we didn't have Jersey on Sunday, so we're just a little
like
thrown
off.
Yeah. And pretty soon we're gonna have three. We're gonna have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
That's a lot.
We're gonna be some busy husbands.
That's a job.
It is. If only it was our only job. And if only they were on at 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock.
We not stress this enough. 8 o'clock needs to happen.
8 is enough.
That's the campaign to Andy.
Yeah.
Well, not, or Bravo, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Totally what we need. But it occurred to me, we've had some new listeners, and, a lot of podcasts do things like talk about who they are and what they do. I probably should have mentioned this before we started recording, right? You might have liked that, but...
So it would be all like...
Yeah, exactly. But people may be tuning in for the first time wondering, who are these guys? Are they just two handsome men, just selling their wares on Instagram and TikTok trying to get listeners? Yes, that's true. We are. But our podcast is all predicated on the fact that we are just two gay men married to each other. Obviously,
yes,
who love the housewives.
Yes,
and we're going to talk about it, and we're not going to recap it necessarily. We're not going to treat you like you haven't already watched what we just watched. We're just going to talk about how the show made us feel, and hopefully some nuggets of truth and will come out of it, right?
Very professional.
Yeah, how's that for that was a really on the spot. Like I didn't practice that at all before. So
like an ad. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like honestly, like for any of you who are just joining us, like we're this is our 63rd, 64th episode, and we've been doing this since January, and
it's so crazy. Yeah. 8 months.
But I have to say, our Jersey listeners, Jersey gave us some of the best listeners we've had in a long time, like highest number. I'm not saying that other shows don't give us good listeners. I'm just saying, I'm humbled by the fact that anyone is listening to us
all the way through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys joining us, and we're going to try our best to not give the same old recycled opinions everyone else out there has. But you know what? They're out there for a reason, because some of these things are true.
Right. There's a kernel or nugget of truth to every...
to the prevailing opinions that end up out there for a lot of the Housewives shows. So, but we're not going to talk about Miami because we don't watch Miami. Not that it's on right now, but... No,
but maybe when it comes back.
No. Oh, you see, you're so quickly giving in. I thought...
Well, I'm not giving in. I'm just saying, maybe like a trailer might... We'll also get into like the trailers that came out for the other shows.
Oh, that's true. Bring that up.
Maybe, when it comes back, there'll be like, some good word of mouth. I'll be like, we should check in on this.
Look, we already have so many shows to watch. We can just... Miami's where you draw the line, just because.
So rude.
The same way Saba... in Miami, it's the same thing. I feel the same about them both.
I think I'd watch Miami before I'd watch like a Saba show.
But let's
shade.
No, it's kind of fun to shade Saba a little bit because she's doing so well on this season as a friend.
Yeah.
I hope she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing so well that they brought Nina back to this episode.
Just like slid her into that couch.
There you go.
Like not even like a setup of like her entering the scene. It was just like all of a sudden, bam, we're on the couch, and then there's Nina, Sarah's friend.
Had that been Jill Zarin or something, she would have shown up with the fruitcake and been all like, "Hello, friend, I brought fruitcake."
My business, my fruitcake business. Doing very well.
The
show I'm concentrating on my business.
My fruitcake business that I never mentioned when I was on the show.
Until they're eating. That was just classic. It was like just like crickets. Like, because the whole thing was like, and it was...
Yeah, just like you're doing now. Everyone was really confused. Like, when did you ever mention this fruitcake stuff?
Oh,
But I digress.
yeah.
We'll get into the and also for those of you or any of you joining us for this episode, we don't have a structure to the show. We just we go on whatever we're feeling, because sometimes there's not a whole lot to say, and other times there's a lot to say, and we try not to stretch things out, other than the fact that we feel like the show deserves more than we've given it. But there are some episodes that are just crap, and others that are great. This one I think was a pretty decent episode.
Actually, I liked it. Yeah.
I feel like for like post Bali, I think they're really trying to rehumanize the ladies and been like.
Well, sometimes too, like post trip episodes can be pretty flat because you put so much energy into like the fights and the drama of the girls' trip. And then afterwards, it's like, so now I have to get back to regular life, and I'm doing this and da-da-da. And
right. And I like this episode because they got back to regular life, but it wasn't entirely like, oh, hi, husband, let me update you on the drama that took place on our girls' trip.
There was some, and it was so, those scenes are always so clunky because nobody, and I mean nobody, would not have told their husband exactly what happened on that trip in great detail. So they're like try to act like, so I didn't tell you about what happened with the Ayan, and the fight we got into. And he's like, yeah, sure. What happened? Why do you girls do this to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't like that. We're simpler. No, I don't buy it.
But I like that there was like elements of them doing just other things that were just natural parts of their lives. It wasn't just, like, hi, let me update you on the fact that I yelled at somebody. Like, I liked that Chanel and her husband, Slugworth, were sorry, I just realized while we were watching, he has that appearance of the Willy Wonka guy. From the original movie. I haven't seen the remake, so I don't know if that still holds up.
That just, but you already said this to me once, and I don't know why it shot me up hard the second.
Because you weren't expecting it this moment.
I wasn't. I thought you were like, I was going to say Chris.
Yeah. No, I'm also happy that I remember his name.
Yeah.
So I think this is the difference between my enthusiasm for Dubai versus OC right now. Like, OC, I feel like I should already know everyone and like have it all in my head, and I do, and I just don't care. Whereas here with Dubai, I'm like, oh, Chris, his name. I finally will remember his name. Yes, Chris, and Slugworth. But still, I shouldn't say that. We shouldn't make fun of people's appearances.
No.
But
I think he's a good-looking dude. He has very nice eyes. But I can see what you're saying.
His eyes are very nice, but they're a little bulgy.
They're very blue. Maybe he's handsome Slugworth.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, I would have thrown it to Slugworth in the original. I mean, he had the golden ticket, man. He could have got you into the factory. I mean,
that's an awkward conversation to try and have, and I'm stepping my way out of it.
That's fine. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
But it was I'm excited because I think that like we're still getting to know them, and like there's elements of them that they haven't focused on that much. Like the husbands have been around, but I think this episode in particular, the husbands really make an appearance. Not all of them, but I think...
Well, it's funny because I was saying Ayan's husband and Lisa's husband are just like, we're here for personal family scenes, but I'm not showing up to a polo field because I have a job to do. Not that Rafi doesn't have a job, or Sergio, I don't know what Sergio's job is, whatever, but they're more likely to show up and like engage, and like, whereas Chris and dude's name I can't remember, Lisa's husband, are not. They're just like, I am too busy for this reality show that, you go do this show, honey, sell whatever. But yeah,
I'll be over here doing my thing. I'm here when the cameras are in my house.
Yes.
Otherwise, no thank you.
I'm not seeking them out.
Yeah.
So, not calling Sergio. Well, Sergio is a little fame hungry, but I digress.
Well, I mean, this is one of my notes. Also, for those of us joining us, I don't normally take notes except on Dubai because, again, I want to be engaged.
Oh, yeah.
So one of my last notes is Sergio gets more confessionals than any other man on Bravo, and that includes shows with men on Bravo. Like, I think I have never seen... I mean, really.
Well, really. I was thinking the first thing that comes to my mind is like Joe Gorga, but...
I think he gets more than Joe Gorga.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all the buttons he's unbuttoned.
Yeah, I think, I mean, maybe that's just part of it. They're just like, well, I mean, that's what we get with Caroline Stanbury. We get Sergio. But it's getting to be a little bit much. Like, I don't need to know his opinion on everything, but he does pop up when you least expect it.
it was valid in this instance, which we can just skip to it because it was like kind of dumb. So, in this instance of talking about a baby and how I thought it was, I don't know, I don't want to say sad, but when he said that he needs to have a child because one day his family will be dead, Caroline will be, that was the gist of the story.
Right.
They'll all be dead. And like, he wants to have a child because what else is it's like he's saying like, I don't have a purpose if I'm not a dad. Like, what am I doing here?
Right.
I don't have a legacy to leave behind, when everyone else is dead, including my wife, who's like older than me.
How many times do you just say dead?
Because I was just like, no, I need a baby because everyone's going to die.
You are right. I mean, it did hit home in particular.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's like I feel like there's more to him than just like putting all his eggs or Caroline's eggs in this one basket. It's just like, yeah, it's like there's more to you, dude.
Right, and that's what I hoped that we see. But I mean, it's been 2 years since they filmed this, and there doesn't seem to be any, movement on this topic. So, but either way, I mean, yeah, he was warranted to have a confessional.
If they were in America, they would have totally done surrogacy, I think, by now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Surrogacy.
Yeah. It's not just about vanity. It's about, I mean, even her doctor saying, you're getting older. And so it becomes much riskier as you get older, too.
Right.
You look at Diana from Beverly Hills, so it's like.
Well, I think she had some good points, though, but which, saying that she's been through this already. And she's kind of, and I like that she doesn't like kind of say that she's over it all. It's just that like, she's already experienced this, and like it's not as exciting and new for her as it would be for him. But she's still, obviously, cognizant of the idea that he's young and virile, and that's what he wants to do, and so it's important that she consider it. So,
I think too, he would be a good dad because he would be like laser focused on being a dad, and like. To the point of a bit of obsession.
Well, if he took the energy he gives to Caroline and put it into a child, like that would be the most, you'd want to say spoiled child ever, which probably will be, but also be like the most pressure a child has ever seen in their lives. Like, you are going to play football, or whatever he wants to.
Or polo.
Do. Polo, yeah, exactly.
You'd have that kid strapped to him 24/7.
Probably.
He'd be bejorned at all times.
Very, very true. But other notes. I like the very quick scene at the beginning where Talene and Saba were hanging out. It's just like very much. I was not expecting that combination to happen. They were working out together. Like, I want to see the other footage that was collected from that day. It was like when the new housewife comes on or a friend of comes on, they're like they're kind of testing and they go to lunch or something and have a conversation. It either goes well or like clearly nothing happened during that interaction, but I'd be curious to see the footage just to see was there a nugget of anything fun there?
No, because Saba's not a fun girl. Like, she's nice and all, but she's not really. She's so appalled by like gossip. And so she's not going to really bring anything to the table. Like, well, why are you so mad at Sara? Like, Sara should be mad at you. Like, she's just not really bringing the ball, carrying over the line. She's just more like, oh, what's ball here?
She's more reactive than... Yeah.
To really, like, getting into the mix of it all.
I can see that.
So I'm sure they just purely worked out, and that's also at that time, not anymore, because they have since severed their friendship per her press release. By the time she was so glued to Sara, like, she would not have said anything bad about her to Talene, so there would be no gossip to be had about the whole situation, about with the voice note and all that stuff.
They already filmed the reunion, did they?
Yes.
Damn it. I was going to say, if they hadn't, and this had already gone on, then maybe it was already brewing and we're going to hear some hot goss at the reunion.
You think maybe that's how... which led to their...
Maybe they were kind of... Or no, I don't think that the reunion led to it, but maybe there was already like some undercurrents going on that they were like kind of like, okay, let's wait till after the reunion, let's be civil to each other.
Yeah.
And then maybe they were like, you could see some seething going on. You can't stop. You can't fight the seether. Isn't that the song?
I mean, the Moonlight.
No. Isn't there the seether? Isn't that like
Oh no, it's
the whole? Not whole. Yeah, not whole, but
it's not whole. It's the other one.
the other '90s girl band.
And
Can't fight the seether. Yeah, you know what I'm talking
yeah. Oh crap! They'll come to us like
L7.
no. It was. Didn't they have a song on the Clue soundtrack as well?
Probably. I mean, who didn't have a song on Clueless
That whole like
soundtrack?
"Here I Go, You Can't Stop Me." What was that band?
Oh, I can't even think about that.
I will be the one. Now we're paying for these rights, or we're not? I don't know.
No, we're not. We're not. We're doing a horrible cover of it, so no one can even.
Yeah.
Still no. All right, so moving on past Saba. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How many cat shoulder dresses does Ayan own?
6.
6? I think it's just 2. That's what we only have evidence of.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it was more. It's probably for the same designer. I did.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. This person who probably designs cat into all their dresses.
So, like she went to like Revolve and typed in like cat dresses. Like this is like couture that this.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here I'm thinking like the Forever 21 in Dubai is just banging, just overflowing with awesome cat dresses. Like Sutton's at home going, "Oh, girl, I got to go to Dubai. Get some cat dresses." That's my Sutton.
I need some cat tour.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm leaving now.
Cat tour. As our cat runs in. What? Is it cats?
Meow.
Lots of cat dresses. Well, yeah, so she wore that second cat dress on her lunch with her to lunch with her husband. I appreciated the conversation with the friend much more because it was a real conversation about business and she advising her.
Right.
And it wasn't like some like bullshit setup like, tell me about your business. She was like, no, this is what you should do and don't do this. And like it was a real thing. Like I can hook you up with Sephora. You know,
yeah.
It was nice.
It wasn't the equivalent of we're going to talk to my therapist on camera and my therapist is going to give us real advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that you're right. That was good. I was kind of hoping and crossing my fingers that if there is a third season that Huda's going to be on the third season.
Is that her name?
That was her name, yeah. Because I kept thinking Hoda, but it was definitely Huda.
Or Huda?
No, Huda.
Ah,
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me also thinks that like probably the number of women who are willing to be on a reality show
in
Dubai are limited.
Yeah.
And so like I anytime I see somebody who's not already part of the cast get any major screen time, I'm like, is this a bit of an audition? So
I could see that. Yes.
But I like that it didn't turn into that. It didn't turn into like, I'm going to say some shocking things or I'm going to try and, get more camera. It was just like a genuine.
Yeah. Like, let me help you. And, this looks good. But,
I guess that little bit of advice towards the end of the interview was a little bit like, don't lose yourself, in your thing. Like, don't put yourself down and don't think you can't do it. That was a little.
Well, it's like, don't do imposter syndrome, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I liked it, though.
No, it was very good.
It was good. It was like real women supporting women.
Right.
Yeah.
My notes are all over the place, so I don't know that I should bring the next one. Lesa and her husband have the whitest teeth I've ever seen in my life. Like, the two of them were just like, I was like, was he just using Crest white strips the entire time they were in Dubai?
Probably so. Probably like she makes him like white strip it up. Yeah.
Or he's like, I'm going to be on camera.
That's it.
Like, we have to do that now that we're on camera.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially me and my.
Oh, don't put that. No, don't put that. I'm going to talk like, what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the rest of us.
Yeah.
We're not used to being on camera yet, though.
We're not. No, it was like enough to being in a TikTok video. It was like, do you want to really see all of me and, like insecurities and not imposter syndrome at all because.
Yeah, I know. We are totally meant to be doing
the reverse of imposter. No, I'm saying like, I don't feel like, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anywho.
I apologize. I don't know where all my energy came from. Normally during this, I'm so tired and I'm up here.
I am the opposite. Yeah. Where I'm like, I'm hot and I'm a little tired, but
that's right. That's right. You're hot. But no, I think it's also, just knowing that last time, our last episode, I was really low energy and not giving you anything. I'm like, yes, somebody manic and give you all the energy. So you're welcome.
Nice. You're like, hi.
Yes. So, but I feel like my notes aren't in a good order because I feel like normally we just go through each of the women and like what happened with each of them. And
Well, I mean, we can focus. Well, Lesa, I mean, and her white, her white tooth husband.
yeah,
Pivot from that to it's kind of relating to that. Her lunch with Caroline Stanbury,
oh yeah,
which I thought was great because they never talked about their back and forth at the reunion, and Caroline saying that she was an escort, which of course, the internet being the internet, and you go on Reddit, people have said that before. And I don't think Caroline kicked off these rumors. I think, people are going to talk smack about you because you're an expat, because, they're highfalutin and, you're on a reality show.
and you have nice breasts.
Does not equal escort, though.
Well, I mean, in this context, I think it's not a stretch.
Well, I mean, they might be looking down and like, oh, look at you. And you're like, you're so, because it's, as she said, it's a very conservative country, and she's on a reality show and she's, wearing like whatever she wants to wear. And they're like, oh, she must be an escort because you can see her boobs.
Right.
But, so yeah, I kind of see your point there. But, it was for her to say, I feel like the other moms look down on me because possibly from that comment you made about me being an escort, it's already a stereotype of like, a black woman in Dubai and an expat, and, she must be, being paid or like, having have a sugar daddy. So things I hadn't thought about when Caroline just threw out that, that dig at the reunion.
Right.
I'm like, she was really affected, because I don't think that she was faking the tears. Like, I think she was like, I feel othered in a lot of situations here. And then that wasn't helpful, you saying that, I was an escort.
Right. And then part of me, we mentioned it while we were watching, is like, did Caroline Stanbury say that because she knows that's the
out there?
Well, not that it's out there specifically about Lesa, but that is a prevailing stereotype about black women in Dubai, is that could be. So it's like just low-hanging fruit, an easy insult to say, but then she really didn't think about the ramifications that it would have personally of like, yeah, I'm already fighting really hard to dispel these, thoughts. I go to the store or I go out in public and people automatically think, oh, she got here because she's paid to be here.
Right.
And like, that doesn't help. So I do like that, she brought that out there and spoke her truth to Caroline, and that Stanbury apologized. I don't know, did she straight up apologize for it? But she at least took ownership of it.
She did a lot of apologizing in this episode
and last episode.
Yeah, which is really surprising because that's not really who she is.
Well, that's why, like, it is interesting to me that she goes, like, that she takes the time to meet one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, it seems somewhat controlling. Like, oh, I'm going to try and mold the narrative while I can, and she makes a point to get the women one-on-one so that they don't have interference. So,
well, she said, as long as they're not focusing on each other, and I'm like taking, ownership, and then she's like they're like children,
which is a great way to win favor.
Yeah, right.
Call someone a child.
Yeah. So I think it kind of like was maybe slightly, trying
manipulative.
To control, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's refreshing to see in a Housewives show that like they actually take the time to address, slip-ups and faux pas from previous episodes, or, how things could have gone better, and actually say like, I did not intend for it to go this way.
Yeah.
But I guess also it is, especially when she talks to Ayan later at the polo field about like, we're trying to have fun, and it's almost like, yeah, that's what happened, right? Like, we were just having fun and we both made a mistake. Like, you're focusing on the wrong element of this.
Well, also too, it's like Chanel brought the voice note to Stanbury and Talene. So, and it's a lot of this has been put on Stanbury, but it's like she wouldn't have the information unless Chanel gave it to her. So, yeah.
It was funny how Stanbury was trying to like, and we're both responsible for this. And Ayan kept like, no, it's you. You're responsible.
You effed me over.
Yes.
God's going to beat you with the stick, which was like, where's that phrase? I don't know. Yeah. It was definitely like a little bit like a lot of it of Caroline apologizing and the other one being like, oh, well, yeah, but no, it's still mainly you.
Yeah.
So,
what did you think about Caroline Brooks having the kindness in her heart to invite all the ladies to the polo field in the first place? That wasn't production asking.
No, not at all. Not like this would be a great scene. No, well, she wasn't in the episode very much, but she was actually very, aside from being nice and the kindness of her heart inviting them to the polo fields, she also was like, I want to speak to Rafi because, you know, he's my friend. I've known him longer than Talene. This is not the place and time for it, but I want him to know how I feel, you know, and how that made me feel when he spoke to me like that at Stanbury's party. So that was...
It was strange when she said when we had the falling out, as though, like, I don't know, when she said it, I thought, like, did they have another falling out besides this? Because it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal, like the party thing. But when she said, you know, we fell out, it's like over that.
Well, we're like yelling at each other, like in front of Caroline's house.
Yeah,
like
but
screaming in the streets.
I mean, if you're friends with someone, screaming in the streets isn't falling out. I mean, falling out is not talking to each other for
you know, right.
But I guess
like falling out. Yeah,
sure. Use the phrase liberally, I suppose.
Which brings us to the... Oh, or do any of the polo field, or do you want to?
I think
Sara at all.
So I was debating. It's hard not to talk about this, but it's because it's very conflicting because she brings it up so casually twice in the episode that like it's got to be frightening, but at the same time, like it's just so. We're just having a chat, and by the way, this, you know, happened, and my kid was probably going to be kidnapped, and he's sitting right next to me.
I don't understand, and this isn't like a knock to her or her mothering. I don't get why he was right there in the room when she was talking about how he could have potentially been kidnapped and how he was so traumatized by this, because shouldn't he be away from that if he's so traumatized? It was just really weird. And also, yes, the casualness. And then it was like kind of like, this nuisance, you know, like, I was like going to kidnap my baby.
I think that's what's the weird part of the whole thing is that she just kind of talks about it. What are you looking? Oh, no, the cat's fine. She's not going to fall. She just keeps talking about it as though, like my day, everything will be great except, kid almost got kidnapped. And
I came back from Bali and I was like, a kidnapping? Are you serious?
I got to find a new maid. You know, and
who's now in jail.
Yeah. And that's, it's interesting. Like, again, like there's so much about the show being in Dubai that I don't want to make assumptions about.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't want to just assume stereotypes that we hear about Dubai being very, you know, unwoman friendly and are unfriendly to women and very strict about certain things or being dangerous, you know. But you know, this does lead the narrative of, and maybe the way she's so casual about it, is this something that's just truly a fact of life about living in Dubai, that, you know, the same way that if you go to other countries, you get, like, I guess Liam Neeson has a whole movie franchise based on kidnap insurance, you know? So, like, is that a reality of living in Dubai? And if so, it's not one that you hear, I've heard about often. But again, she's just casually kind of throwing it around there as like, oh, another kidnapping, you know, But at the same time, I don't know whether... I don't know how to feel about the way they're editing it on the show. Like, it seems like it should be more serious, but again, the flippancy, if that's even a word, the way they talk about it makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal, so everything's fine.
You like how she pivoted from that to like, and now like I have this boyfriend drama. It's like, but your kid was almost, it was just really weird how it was, how that scene was put together, and him being there and the woman being like, oh my God, that's so horrible. Now let's talk about this dude. He's not the one for you, Sara.
Yeah.
Just like that maid was not the one for you.
Yeah. It is strange. I think I could have used. I don't know. I'm a pretty smart television watcher. I could have used my hand being held a little bit as like, how am I supposed to feel about this?
Yes.
And the way they made me feel about it was not serious.
But the woman's in jail. There's charges.
And that's something too.
And, yeah.
Like, I almost feel like who spoke up? Was it Talene who was like,
well, at least it was like, wait, she's in jail?
yeah.
Like a Dubai jail.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's some serious business, obviously.
Because she could, I don't know, do you want to say that she could be physically harmed?
Right. But at the same time, if
That's
this
fun.
person is guilty of,
Yeah.
what we're talking about, then yeah, that's where they belong.
That's what well, I'm thinking more beyond jail, like as in like she could,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to say, executed, but I just said it.
I mean, there you go. So, yeah, I mean, all of that just kind of made me really scratch my head and maybe, I guess this is my responsibility as a, person. Maybe I should read up on it. And I'm not going to read up on it. Maybe I'll Google it while we lie in
It's a
bed.
quick Google search. I'm sure there's probably like a Reddit thread.
But it's interesting. It's also like if you think about the same thing, if that was happening, like, I don't know, like if, let's say, Dorit had someone thrown in jail
Right.
on a Beverly Hills storyline,
Yeah.
I think there would be follow-up to that, and there'd be, like, we'd be hearing about it in the news, and there would be, like, are they being wrongly accused? Is Dorit being a Karen about the situation, or whatever the case is, So it's like, part of me wants to get more details and be like, is Sara being unfair to this person? But at the same time, like, we're just supposed to,
Based on what she's talking about, like the WhatsApp messages, I don't like. This woman should have been in jail because she was also like stealing from her. It seems like her underwear, some jewelry, but it was just it was oddly.
I think it's because I don't know. It's like, I think that's a kind of presumptuous of me as an American, I guess. Like, I'm used to getting more information and more details on these kind of scandals that hit the housewives. And it just feels like we only have one side of the story. But at the same time, like, why do I need the other side of the story? But yeah, it's new to me, I guess, a little bit.
It was also being handled like it's a small plot point. I feel like we're going to get much more follow-up about her issues with her not boyfriend.
Yeah.
Compared to this whole thing.
Yeah. And I think maybe lost opportunity, but at the same time, I don't know. It's a horrible thing. I don't want to dwell on it, and I don't want to drag anyone through it, but I am definitely more curious about it and whether it's a common thing that happens, or, just I'd be curious to hear more about it. And maybe it'll be brought. I'm sure Andy will ask about it at the.
I'm sure, yes.
So,
yes.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, it
was just weird. It was
very weird. And they, again, didn't even bring up the fruitcake business. That was a perfect opportunity.
My fruitcake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does Stanbury walk like she's wearing Jackie's diaper from the reasons? I noticed it last week in Bali, and then today in this episode.
It's an awkward, maybe there's an issue there medically, perhaps. I don't know.
I feel really crappy if that's the case. Pun intended.
But it is very much like a bit of a waddle. And it's not because she's a larger lady. She just like walks like she has poopy in her diaper.
And that dress that she was wearing towards the end on the boat, great colors, but not the most flattering.
No. Now there was the dress at the lunch when her boob was about to fall off the side.
Right. Is it just her posture, maybe?
It's bad posture. It's like she's slouching down or like this, and it's just
like she's just like,
the other girls were like, I'm in couture, and she's all like, really, darling?
I mean, it's great that she's all casual. I should sit back up. It's great that she's all casual and like fine in her skin, but like, I don't know. I think also that dress, I'm not one to notice this. I think that dress was made for women with larger bust. Like, I think if she had a little bit more going on up top, I think the midsection would be more proportionate. And
it's a tacky dress. It seems very like 2002, not 2002, like maybe 2010s. It's outdated.
Right. Beautiful color though.
Great color. If it had just been a better dress, like structure.
You notice she and Sergio were matching on her birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, your birthday's coming up. Are we going to wear matching outfits?
Really not.
Can we please wear matching outfits?
No, we're not 50. No, we're not.
Okay,
50.
all right.
We're not 40-something-year-old influencers.
We're
Matt, that was his name. That's his name, Lisa's, because he called Caroline a 50-year-old influencer.
Oh, okay.
She's not 50 yet.
No, not yet.
Whatever.
Not although Ayan might be anywhere from 45 to 50.
That thing.
I know. So dumb.
Polo.
Polo, yes. What about it?
Everyone.
Oh, the dress. Yeah,
Everyone actually looked good.
amazing.
Except for Saba.
Saba looks
It's white color, but she looked like she was her mother.
I feel like Saba was basically like, what did the royals wear? And I think she wore a very stodgy outfit that you'd expect.
But,
like
even the royals would wear something more appropriate, like more Diana, or now Kate, like something more modern and like less frumpy than what Saba was wearing.
right.
Yeah.
Sorry, this thing keeps shutting down. I'm like, are we still recording?
I know.
We are. I don't know what causes it to power save. It's plugged the hell in, so I don't know. But yeah, so they I don't know. I thought right off the bat, Talene was dressed the best.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they were going to give like the best dressed out award at the end. I just thought
it should have been Talene. Lisa looked great. It was very on the nose, very Ralph Lauren, or Lauren. But like Talene, like looked like rich lady.
Yeah, and wasn't like, I'm going to a costume party. I'm going to dress like a Polo character.
The dog had Hermes, like she was wearing Hermes.
Yeah, it was great. And I don't kind of buy into what everyone was saying. Oh, it looks like a funeral. Yes, a lot of people were wearing black. So what?
That was like My Fair Lady Goes to a Funeral.
Yeah.
It was a great dress, great hat.
Well,
but
I think the problem with Ayan's was up top, it was very somber and dark, but that dress with the silver and the
turn around, it's like backless.
Yeah, I thought that was I thought it was great.
Yes.
But I don't think it was so funereal that
No, I think Brooks was more funereal, like with it was up to here and like the headband and like
absolutely.
And then I don't know what Sara was wearing in that hat that like wouldn't stay on her head. It was running from her.
I mean, I want to make I want to like just make Saba the butt of so many jokes just because it just seems like an easy opportunity because she just gives so little to the show right now. But I don't want to be mean. And also, I really, again, kind of like other people we talk about a lot, I really want to like her. I don't think she's giving much because, again, she's just so stuck on I'm Sara's best supporter.
Exactly. This is like, I was surprised we saw like a one-on-one scene with her and Talene because, excuse me, she only hangs out with Sara. So it was weird to be like, wait, you're here, someone, and Sara's not here?
Sara was probably working out off camera.
Good job, babe.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, that actually gets...
Did we even see any Polo, by the way? Did we like see them play? Or could they not show that because...
No, they showed some of the horses out there following around.
A lot of the riders, but...
Yeah, we saw them. They were out there. And then they went out and did the whole gold thing and digging for gold apparently is a thing they do in Dubai on polo fields and got Caroline to be all like, I'm British and I don't even know what the hell this is.
Right.
So... But
it's a very pretty woman.
Yes. I forgot about the whole pretty woman connection too.
I totally did too. I love that dress. Everyone loves that.
But they were just at a horse race. They weren't at a polo match, were they?
No, it was actually Polo.
Oh, was it?
It was Polo, yeah.
See, I don't remember.
Sure, that the polka dot dress everyone loves with the matching hat. Ugh, classic.
But yeah, I think overall this is a really good episode. Like, again, lighthearted, but there is like some follow-up on drama.
Yes.
Also, I think...
tears.
Yeah, but no new drama was started.
No. That'll come next week.
Yeah.
With Talene and Lisa. But...
Starting to wonder if that's like a key to episodes that I like more or less than others.
Resolving the old drama before we start some new drama?
Or just like having a nice steady thrum before new drama comes.
Yeah.
And it's not
plateaued.
It's not like continuing the same drama over and over again. And then it's not like, wait, what, like looking in 20 different directions, drama coming at every angle. So Very interesting.
Sorry, I was wetting my eye here.
It's all right. You can't help it.
I know.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. I feel like we know Caroline Brooks really in this episode, other than, as hostess.
Uh-huh.
And then really no Talene other than, looking pretty.
I think because they aren't fighting anymore, there wasn't anything to really show of them because so much of their storyline has been the fallout between them, the falling out.
So, I mean, really, truly, other than the kidnapping detour, it was very much the three, linchpins of the season that we've been understanding the whole time would be Stanberry, Lesa, and
Chanel.
And Chanel.
Okay.
So, all right. Woo. That's good. Any more Dubai, or do you want to talk about all the trailers we've been seeing?
I'm ready to talk about the trailers.
Is there more than one?
Well, it was just... I don't think we talked about New York.
But I mean, it's been a while since we watched the New York trailer.
Yeah, it was great.
It's great.
I mean, we're looking, Salt Lake came out on Monday. I was surprised that it's coming out before New York.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's September 18th.
Oh, you know what? I didn't watch the entire trailer. I didn't watch the very end. Or I didn't pay attention to the very end. I was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, it's gonna be Salt Lakey, and yeah. Okay, so September 18th?
Yes.
What day of the week? Oh, Wednesdays.
Wednesday, yes.
Hopefully at 8 o'clock.
Please, God.
Please, Bravo Gods, 8 o'clock. We're old. We work. But yes.
We're in hot rooms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You gotta get the fan going up here.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts. Okay, I'm not gonna start off negative. I'm gonna start positive. I really... And this is not just because we just met her recently, briefly. Looking forward to seeing what Whitney does. We also briefly had a little run in with Angie K back in January. Was that January?
No, November.
No, January at the 2T show.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
You're the only Angie. Enough of this Angie K thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was cute. So I'm curious about her fallout with Lesa. And also Whitney has a fallout with Lesa. Seeing a pattern here. If you have a fallout with Lesa, I will really enjoy you. Because I still can't stand Lisa Barlow. I'm not going along with the crowd. I'm sorry. I don't love Baby Gorgeous. I don't love the phrase Baby Gorgeous. Even if I did drink, I would not drink Vita Tequila.
I don't like tequila.
Which, if you remember, Whitney talked smack about that at the show we saw her at.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
But she just irks the crap out of me. The fact that there's a whole let's all dress up like Lisa lunch is just nauseating.
I mean, I think that'll be funny and enjoyable, but
that's okay. But just because they bag on her, but
very much so. I have to agree. I mean, I also think just from watching the trailer, I feel like Lesa and Angie would be the only two that aren't
Whitney.
Yeah, sorry. If I don't miscall a housewife's name, get them confused, who am I? I don't even know. No, if Whitney and Angie, I think, are going to be the only two who are actually having fun with the season based on the trailer. The rest of them seem like they are just going to be obsessing about something. I feel like Whitney and Angie are going to be breezy. They're just going to be kind of floating about and just having a fun time.
Or being real.
Right.
And not just trying to find drama for the sake of drama.
Yeah.
My thing, so that was my positive with those two. My thing with Salt Lake is that it's very, very campy and over the top, more so than Beverly Hills, because the drama just it feels like Melrose Place, where it's they just amp it up and amp it up and amp it up. And I'm like, how do you keep going from there and keep it real? Because you have to keep topping yourself, they had so much with Monica and the fallout from Reality Bounties. They're really gonna have to bring it hard. Because the thought was, how can you not bring back Monica? And so I'm sure they're all okay, we got to really, and they being Lesa, Heather, Meredith, we're we got to really, really bring it hard. And I think it's going to maybe show, maybe it won't. Maybe we'll be okay, it's...
Maybe just the editing of the trailer. But I agree with you. Also, I couldn't think of anything after you said topping yourself.
I was wondering why you were laughing. I was like, very sick.
I was like, topping yourself. I'm like, oh. Sorry.
Oh, you're terrible, Mira.
I'm very juvenile, very juvenile. But no, I agree with you fully on that. Like, I feel like all Heather is going to be doing is trying to get further up her own ass this season.
So up her own ass. Okay, that's my negative. I cannot with Heather.
And we used to be ride or die Heather.
Ride or die. Heather was my favorite. I read her book. I'm not going to do her thing. But like, I used to be so into her. And now I'm just like, the second you start off the trailer with like, you spoke to our mortal enemy, our sworn enemy. Girl, please.
Yeah.
Like, what century are you living in? No one says our sworn enemy. Like, it's just so, she's so stupidly dramatic.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't find it amusing.
Yeah. I think, again, it's going to be difficult for, I mean, again, you can't, each season can't be a banger. Each episode can't be great. Like, the fact that if she goes into this trying to outdo last season,
she will.
It's going to fail miserably. And so it's like, I think that's why from the trailer anyway, I'm more excited about Angie and Whitney because they're like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Meredith didn't seem to have much presence in the trailer other than her weird hair.
Well, and her fallout with Mary.
Right.
Which is surprising. I didn't think that was going to happen because they were always so like, I think mutually like, we're in this together, right? Like, da-da-da. But the fact that Mary's back.
I just can't even like, yeah.
I don't even care if she is engaged in doing all the things and doing the zip lining and whatever. She is so problematic.
Yeah.
And people are just like willing to forget that. And I'm just not willing to forget.
Yeah. I don't care how entertaining she is. I mean, fine. I feel like there's like a limit of like 1 out of every 10 things she says. If is funny, I can laugh at one of them, you know?
And I don't even like Heather right now, but I'm still like offended for her for that inbred comment.
Yeah.
It's really gross things that she said.
And it's not only that, it's like the past behavior, not only of horrible things she said, but her unwillingness to participate.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now you want to try. It's like, no, you know when you should have been trying was...
Well, they probably said, like, if you're going to come back full time, you have to do things. Like, you can't just be like in the car ordering a Big Mac.
Right.
You know?
Like,
so...
Yeah, now you don't have church money. And you want our money.
I'm sure she still has church money, though.
But isn't the church closed?
It closed, like, briefly, but I think...
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, like, get into any of that stuff.
I mean,
but that's also part of the problem, too. It's like... Yeah, but it's the same time, though. It's like, if the things that they say about her and that whole thing are true, it's like, are we just supporting... I don't know. I don't like it.
Cult leader?
Yeah.
That's what people were saying. Like, that's the other thing too. I can't see, like, Whitney brought this up on the show. She spoke to somebody, like, she believed them. Like, you know, like Lisa spoke to somebody as well. It's just how you can just be like, well, that was then. Let's go on a trip now with this woman.
Yes, like there's certain things I think you can, like, oh yeah, she called me a bitch. I can get over that. She convinced a bunch of people to donate their life savings.
Right. What did she? Oh, I will say that one of the funniest moments from last season with Mary was when they're on the
Palm Springs trip
in the van, and she was like fighting with Whitney, and she's like, you called me a pornography. What did she say, Heather? And Heather's like sick as a dog and like looks up and she's like, what did she?
Predator. She called you a predator. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't mind Mary being involved in funny things, but like, I don't know, when everyone just like, oh, she ate, and it's like just
being Mary. Oh, she's back.
Yeah, no, the same way I'm gonna have a problem to a lesser degree, but a similar extent to Kathy Hilton being on Beverly Hills.
I would take Kathy any day and twice on Sunday. Compared to Mary.
Agreed.
Full stop.
Agreed. But at the same time, you know, it's this whole like act that they put on, and
it's a shtick.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No.
As I put on my own shtick.
What is that?
I don't know. I just putting on a shtick.
It sounds like an SNL character from the 70s.
Well, I'm not doing that again then. Rest assured. Until later. But who are we missing out in Salt Lake? The new girl. Bronwyn?
Bronwyn, who was also
that's not the most housewife name ever.
Well, there was an OC housewife for like 3 seasons.
Oh,
Bronwyn,
right.
the one she like, realized she came out as a lesbian and she had like 10 kids. Not 10 kids, but like a lot of kids. We have a friend who knows Bronwyn. We won't say her name. We don't want to bring her into this, but she mentioned that they went to school together, and so she was like, as I would too, if someone I knew from high school or college was on a reality show, especially Housewives, I would freak the F out.
Yeah. I'd be texting all your friends and like, can you believe she's on the show? Yeah,
of course. Yeah. Friends I never even haven't spoken to in like since high school, I'd be like, can you believe?
I know. Well, maybe if something really juicy happens, we can have our friend on the show and we can have like our 8th degree of separation from Bronwyn and be like, oh, I know the real dirt. No, we don't know the dirt on any of that, but
no.
It's interesting though.
She seems like she's a fashion blogger. She has a lot of over-the-top outfits.
Oh, you're talking about Bronwyn. I thought you were talking about our friend. I was like, well, that's true about our friend as well. I don't know about fashion blogging. But what I was going to say before you get there, though, is like, I feel like our friend's connection is at least a little bit closer than our other friend's connection to Sutton's sister. Our friend, how's it go?
My good friend, is her sister was friends with Sutton.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's Sutton's sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her sister was friends with Sutton.
Yes.
Okay.
They went to they danced together.
Okay, so that's a pretty close connection too.
Yes.
All right, maybe we should let's cultivate that some more.
Well, we kind of can't because my friend is not on speaking terms with her sister.
Oh, okay.
So that we can't mine that.
Wow.
That would we
we wouldn't do that. We're not those sorts of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not fame hungry whores.
No. And she's like actually like my real.
How dare
You're so dumb.
How dare you?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I'm tired.
Can you put your foot in your mouth now? Can it reach up there?
Yeah.
So Bronwyn's fashion blogger and it looks like a good addition.
Yeah, she seems interesting. We'll see where she goes.
Yeah.
She's married. Her husband is like 26 years older than she is. She left the church. So yeah.
So I'm sure she and Heather will have, and Whitney will have a good, talk about the leaving the church.
Mormon in the group. A good time girl.
I'm the baddest Mormon and the goodest time girl.
Yes.
We've been talking for 52 minutes.
Oh my God. I
didn't think it was nearly that long.
Especially on Dubai.
I know.
No shade to Dubai, but usually it's, shorter.
Yeah, it's a little quicker sort of thing. So I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just giving you the opportunity. Do you...
No, I think we talked about everything, for now with the Salt Lake and then everything with Dubai. So I'm excited for next week's episode.
Yeah. And we're going to be back here on Thursday doing this for the OC.
Yeah.
Where maybe I'll take notes during the OC so I can have this sort of energy, but we'll see.
You bring whatever energy you want to bring. I feel like I was like more low-keyed, sure, energy this time.
Well,
I feel like I'm not close enough to the mic.
It's that chair. We need to get a whole new setup.
We need club chairs.
We'll get on Amazon later. We'll get some teeth whitening strips and some club chairs. And maybe the way Amazon delivers, we'll have them next time.
Until next time.